Good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel Barnali's Biology. If you like the contents, then please do like, share and subscribe. Today we are going to deal with the second part of chapter 1, Reproduction in Organisms, class 12. Our discussion will begin with asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a reproduction in which a single individual or a parent is capable of producing offsprings. As a result, the offspring that are produced are not only identical to one another but also exact copies of their parent. A question will come into your mind: are these offsprings likely to be genetically identical or different? Now, in asexual reproduction, meiosis is not seen. So, these organisms will be genetically identical and the term clone is given to them. The term clone is used to describe such morphologically and genetically similar individuals. Distribution of asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is common among single-celled organisms and in plants and animals with relatively simple organizations. Cell division as a mode of reproduction. In class 11th, we have learned that when growth takes place, cell will divide. One cell divides into two, two will divide into four. But in protists and monorans, the organism or the parent cell divides into two to give rise to new individuals, and in this case, the organism's cell division is itself a mode of reproduction. That means in a unicellular organism, when a cell divides into two, not only is it exhibiting growth, but here when two organisms are made from one cell, then it is also a mode of reproduction and it is commonly seen in amoeba. Binary fission in amoeba. Many single-celled organisms reproduce by binary fission where a cell divides into two halves and each rapidly grows into an adult. Examples are amoeba and paramecium. In the diagram you can see that the nucleus of the amoeba, it first elongates, the body starts elongating, the nucleus splits into two and then the body will also split into two, producing two daughter cells which then grow into adults which further divide. Here you can see that no body is left behind. That is why in most cases we also say that unicellular organisms are immortal, but there might not be any natural death in them, but death due to other factors are seen. For example, it could be eaten by a predator or there can be scarcity of food which can lead to its death. Another example is yeast. In yeast, budding is seen. In yeast, the division is unequal and small buds are produced that remain attached initially to the parent cell, which eventually gets separated and mature into new yeast organisms or cells. Asexual reproductive structures. Members of the kingdom fungi and simple plants such as algae reproduce through special asexual reproductive structures. The most common of these structures are zoospores that usually are microscopic motile structures. Here we have to remember that zoospores are motile structures. Other common asexual reproductive structures are conidia seen in Penicillium, buds seen in Hydra and gemmules seen in sponge. Here you can see the diagrams of zoospores. As zoospores are motile, it is due to the presence of flagella in them. Similarly, you can see the diagram of conidia of Penicillium. These diagrams have been adapted from NCERT textbook class 12. Here you can see buds in Hydra. Budding in Hydra is external. External budding takes place here. Budding can be internal also, as seen in the case of gemmules in sponge. In the second diagram, number D, you can find it is a cross section of a sponge inside which we have got round structures which are the gemmules, which are asexual reproductive structures. A question comes to our mind: is vegetative reproduction also a type of asexual reproduction? While in animals and other simple organisms, the term asexual is used unambiguously, in plants, the term vegetative reproduction is frequently used. So, what is asexual reproduction in animal becomes vegetative reproduction in plant. Another question, is the term clone applicable to the offspring formed by vegetative reproduction? The answer will be yes, because here also the plants which will be produced will be genetically identical. Vegetative propagules. In plants, the units of vegetative propagation such as runner, rhizome, sucker, tuber, offset and bulb are all capable of giving rise to new offsprings, and these structures are called vegetative propagules. Obviously, since the formation of this structure does not involve two parents, the process involved is asexual. Vegetative propagules in angiosperms. Some examples are eyes of potato, rhizome of ginger, bulbil of agave, leaf buds of bryophyllum and offset of water hyacinth. Here bulbil of agave is important because it is not mentioned in the text of NCERT. Terror of Bengal. You must have about the terror of Bengal. This is nothing but the aquatic plant water hyacinth, which is one of the most invasive weeds found growing wherever there is standing water. And the problem with water hyacinth is it drains oxygen from the water, which leads to death of fishes. The fishes, they will rot, which will require more oxygen, and this will drain still more oxygen from the water, and slowly the water will become unfit to support life. This is the picture of Eichhornia crassipes or the water hyacinth. You can see the beautiful flowers here. Both these pictures have been adapted from the internet. Introduction to India. You may find it interesting to know that this plant was introduced in India because of its beautiful flowers and shape of leaves. As it can propagate vegetatively at a phenomenal rate and spread all over the water body in a short period of time, it is very difficult to get rid of them. How are plants like potato, sugarcane, banana, ginger and dahlia cultivated? We have seen small plants emerging from the buds called eyes of the potato tuber from the rhizomes of banana and ginger. If you keep a potato in the dark for 2 to 3 days, you can find small little plantlets coming out of them. Similarly, if you take a piece of ginger and just put it inside some sand and mud, you will find that after some days, small shoots will come out of them. When we carefully try to determine the site of origin of the new plantlets in the plants which are listed above, we will notice that they invariably arise from the nodes present in the modified stems of these plants. When these nodes come in contact with damp soil or water, they produce roots and new plants. Similarly, adventitious buds arise from the notches present at margins of leaves of bryophyllum. Asexual reproduction is the common method of reproduction in organisms that have relatively simple organization like algae and fungi, and they shift to sexual method of reproduction just before the onset of adverse conditions. Question: how sexual reproduction enables these organisms to survive during unfavorable conditions? The answer is, in sexual reproduction, meiosis seen. In meiosis, shuffling of genes will take place, which will give rise to new combinations of genes. Some of these new combinations will create some variations which are very essential for the survival of an organism in a changed environment. And because of this, what will happen? Adaptation in these organisms will take place, which will help them to survive better in the changed environment. That is why sexual reproduction is favored under such conditions. And lastly, things to remember: asexual or vegetative as well as sexual modes of reproduction are exhibited by the higher plants. On the other hand, only sexual mode of reproduction is present in most of the animals. With this, we come to an end to topic 2. Thank you.